Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans Farm. First thing on the agenda this morning is getting mom loaded for the market. They don't have many onions left, so I'm giving her a basket of each yellow, red, and white. Gonna head in the cooler here and get some other things she has on the list. We have the cooler stocked almost completely full like normal. Every day we're at market, or dad's at market, or whoever's at market. The rest of us are at home picking. Getting lots of beautiful eggplant and peppers. No red ones yet though. Zucchini, cucumbers, pickles. Here's some of the hot ones like the cayenne and Hungarian hot wax. One thing mom does have on her list though is these red beets. I'm gonna take these out, throw these on. She also needs pickles and cucumbers now. She kind of likes some more medium size out there. These are just a little bit small, I think. I'm gonna go down through the pile and see if I can find anything a little bit bigger. Here we go, these are pretty nice. Mom just got here, she said she also needs some cantaloupe. Mom just left for the market. Now Dad and I are gonna head to the fields for the first time this season. We're gonna hook up to the digger and start digging potatoes. We think it's not too wet, but we're gonna find out here in a little bit. So I got this out the other day. I greased a little bit of linkage on it, not everything. But we're gonna probably grease it a little bit more, then head to the field. We just got everything oiled, pumped the tires. It's just about ready for the field. Dad's greasing a little more linkage here on the side. How it works is he's going to drop that down. That little plate in the front is going to go underneath the potatoes. It's going to dig them up. The potatoes will then go onto the rollers with the dirt and the vines. The vines and potatoes will bounce back. All the dirt will fall through those chains and will fall right off the bat. So there's quite a few weeds here, but the tops are still kind of green. They are in the process of dying, but they're not fully dead. So I'm just gonna go and help Dad with all the green weeds and vines with this hoe to pull them back through, because sometimes they want to get stuck up in the chain and everything, and then it starts to skin up the potatoes. He will go through probably within the next week or two and kill everything. That'll kill the tops and stop the potatoes from growing, and it will also kill the weeds, so it will be easier to dig. So there you can see the potatoes coming out and falling on top. The tops are still very green though, like I said. It's actually going pretty well. I just wish they weren't so muddy. You'd be able to see them a lot better. But as far as everything getting clogged up, it's not bad at all. As far as potatoes go, I don't see an absolute ton of them, but everything that's here is very nice. Like, we don't have a lot of tiny ones. I think with all the rain, they kind of blew up. So we got 9 baskets. Very muddy still, but at least we got to use the digger. So I had to take the red potatoes down. While I did, Dad just got done digging the whites. I think these are Evas still.
They are. Wow, they are. Wow. I thought they looked like the lower ones.
Boy, they're huge.
Wow. They're gorgeous. They are Evas. Didn't you think 2 weeks ago that these two were the same as them? Or maybe you didn't notice?
I don't know.
Wow, look at them.
We have 3 on the back of the Kubota. 3 more up here. Definitely a lot bigger than the reds. Beautiful. These are Evas, which is a white potato. Down here we have Norris, which is yellow. Mom just got back from the market. We just got back here with the red and white potatoes. Putting them through the washer now. You see how they clean up with all the mud chunks on them.
Beautiful.
A little bit of mud. They're not completely clean. That one's just green. I'm not going to risk putting that back through and washing any more skin off. You can already see a couple of them are getting a little bit skinned up, but not bad. Oh, I guess I was holding it back. So there's the reds. A little skinned up and a little muddy, not too bad. Here comes the whites. This one's more red. We'll sell these for like a number 2, just so they don't go to waste. Because only a part of the potato is green, and it's not even green like a quarter of the way through. Mom took corn out to the farm market this morning, but we're starting to sell out, so before we do, we wanted to come up and grab a couple more baskets. The only problem is that this patch is new, and it's kind of just hit and miss. It's not full picking yet, so it takes a little while to pick. We're in the process of going out through and picking up the pickles and cukes now. You can definitely see these are starting to go downhill. Not exactly the quality of the pickle, but just the plant. And so we're not getting as many. Also, the nights are getting cooler, so they're just not ripening as fast. Come on, Dace. Out of the whole patch, I think we have, that's it, 3 cukes and not even 5 pickles. My second batch of sunflowers is just starting to open up. So I'm going to size these in small, medium, large. This is going to be kind of the large. These are more of like a medium, I would say. And then everything like this is small. Sometimes our mediums and smalls kind of run together, but we'll get it figured out. Like now this one is a lot bigger than our large, but that's not usually how big they are. They're usually smaller. Now we're on to cucumbers. I like washing these better because I don't have to size them, especially by myself. So today's Saturday, we're trying not to work all day, but one last thing we wanted to do before we probably call a wrap for this day is get our strawberries fertilized for the second time and probably the final time for this year. And so Dad's going down now to get the pump ready and turned on. I just got the fertilizer injector hooked into the line. We have our fertilizer up here. And so I'm gonna go over here and I'll get closer and show you exactly how everything's gonna work. All the way down below our barn down there is our pond with our big pump. We have underground lines that come all the way up, and they surface a couple times throughout at nearby fields. But this one up here, which is our last one, comes out right there. And so it comes out, we have our line open. It's gonna come through here and into our sand filters, which is where it's going to obviously clear any debris out of the water, and then come out into our 2-inch line, go through our fertilizer injector, which as it goes through, it's gonna suck out the fertilizer, go all the way out, not to the middle of the field, but close. And that's where it's gonna hit our header line, and it's gonna fertilize not only this half of the field, but the other half. If you're new to the channel, you might wonder why only half of our field is planted with berries, and that's because we're doing an experiment this year with the strawberry plugs. They're about 3 times at least as expensive as the bare roots, which is over there, but it'll save us a lot of time and a lot of back-breaking work if these turn out as good as what the bare roots do. So they're gonna be coming in the next, I think, like 2 or 3 days. So we'll be getting those in the ground very soon. As far as our bare roots go, we have 3 different varieties. We have the AC Valley Sunset, we have these 2 rows of Cabot, and then over here is the Dickens, which actually, this row of Cabot opens up into Dickens about halfway out through the row. And so the Cabot, if you remember, and if you've been watching, keeping up with the videos, you'll know that we had kind of a struggle with those. A lot of them died. So we went back through with the AC Valley, which is over here, the extra plants we had, and replanted them back in. For the most part, everything took hold. I would say, as an average throughout the field, we're right around like 90 to 95%, which is awesome. This is probably some of the ones that we planted back in that are just a little bit small yet, but it's okay. They look healthy, they look good. You can notice from the hailstorm that we had, the holes in the leaves, but they seem to be taking it very well. Dad went and sprayed them with a fungicide, so all those open, I'm gonna call them wounds, now won't get infected or get any diseases inside of them. And then you may have noticed all these posts going around the field. That's because we also have a big deer problem, especially out at the far end. And so as soon as we get those plugs in the ground and we don't have to drive the tractor through the fields so much anymore, we're gonna put a line on here and a line on here, 4 foot apart. It's gonna be powered by that solar fencer out there, and that's gonna be electrified. That way, hopefully, it's gonna keep a lot of the deer out. I know it's not gonna keep 100% of them out, but anything is better than nothing, because I said in my last video, our other strawberry field that we planted, we lost, I think, around half of the field to the deer eating them off. So the water just started coming through at a very high rate of speed. I'm right now back flushing the sand filters just in case there's any debris in there. I'm gonna shut this one off and turn the other one on. Just like turn this off, turn this the other way. Whoa. And now you can see, well, actually there was some very dark water, but now it's nice and clean, which is the way it should be. So I'm gonna take a walk out here to the middle quick before I start fertilizing. I need to make sure all the lines get pressurized and everything's going good. So out here, everything looks great. Running around 13, 14 PSI on this side. Go over here and check out this half. The outside's about 12, which is just fine. We're gonna start putting the fertilizer through. This opens the fertilizer and allows it to go through, and then I have to back off or start closing off the main line, so it forces water to go through and suck the fertilizer out of my jug. There it goes, yeah. So you can see it, oh, there it goes, here it comes. So now you can see the fertilizer and that little gauge there. I want to run it around 10 to 11 gallons per hour, which is just about what it's running right now. So since I cut back some of the pressure to run the fertilizer through, now I'm down to like 9 PSI out here, which is about 5 or 6 less than what I want to see it. And so Dad's gonna go juice up the pump a little bit, and hopefully it's gonna bring everything back up to where we need it. So it's the next day, everything went really well. We got everything shut down. Now I'm pretty sure we're gonna be done fertilizing these for this season. Come October, November, these will go into like dormancy, they call it. And they'll basically shut down until spring, which is when hopefully they're gonna start growing again and produce some nice berries. With that being said, I'm gonna call it a wrap for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and always remember it ain't much, but it's honest work.